Guess what, crossers? I'm crossing again. Burnout? Who is she? I'm finally gonna try to finish my newly reset island tiny town trademark with a normcore theme. And you might be asking yourself, what the heck is normcore? Well, I'm kind of a hoe for nostalgia. I love to reminisce on the good old days, 1 year ago when New Horizons first came out and the whole world was collectively losing their minds over this game. I was thinking back to my very first island that I made and some of the very first island decorating trends that were happening at the time, and I decided to just copy paste that vibe onto my new island. I don't know, it's just kind of like a fun challenge that I'm trying out for myself to recreate a little bit of that just utter joy and happiness. Anybody else trying to do that lately? Just me? Okay. Think back to stuff like this particular sign people put in front of the museum, the big grand waterfall entrance, giant money farming orchards, you know the drill, ladies. Let's get to work. The first build that I want to work on is my giant 3-tiered neighborhood that I have set up for all my little villagers. They're all in ascending order, so my starter villagers are at the very bottom and then it goes boop, 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 all the way up to my most recent villagers that I just got. And what I'm thinking I want to do here is do a personalized front yard for each villager. I feel like I haven't done one of those since I first started playing, so I really want to try that out. I was debating on putting my castle at the very top so that I can look over all of my little villagers and display all of my wealth and power. But right now I'm halting construction because I kind of had another really good idea, but I need to mull it over, you know? Today, what I want to work on is the very bottom of the neighborhood with my 2 starter villagers, Billy and Phoebe, their yards, and kind of the area around their houses. As my OG starting villagers, they just need banging little front yards, so let's hook them up. Let's get it started. Alright, so Phoebe is a baddie. Most, if not all, residents of Tiny Town Trademark are indeed baddies, including myself, but she actually was the very first one, so props to Phoebe. On the wiki, it actually says that Phoebe is a phoenix, and her house looks like this. Too bad she's my starter, so her house looks like this. I want to give her a little fire dwelling in her front yard so that she feels more at home and more, I don't know, maybe just like relaxed. Like the rest of the island doesn't really match her vibe. There's no like fire pits, magma pools, anything like that I feel like she just would prefer in her natural habitat. I did put together a list of a bunch of random stuff that I think I might use. I'll probably just put like a bunch of fire stuff. I don't know. Billy is my other starter. He's a jock goat, kind of resembles an old man. He's got an old man type of catchphrase, but his house is interesting. So he's got the manga library wall, a bunch of boxes, the garbage heap floor, and tissues. You can take from that what you will. I'm just gonna pretend I do not see it. In the GameCube Animal Crossing, he also had a house that resembled a public restroom. So I don't really know what to make of all of this. I think the facts are there, and I'm going to choose to stick with the fact that he's a jock. And we're just gonna give him a nice little jockey front yard. So I made a list of all sorts of jock stuff that I think would look really cute. Okay, I hope nobody minds. I'm gonna sit in and hang out while we watch my little speed build. I got a sody pop, ready to go. Cheers. As you can sort of tell here, I had to experiment with the lava pathing a little bit. I thought I was gonna do like just straight up fire, and then I found this really cool lava version of the path, and I know I said prior I wasn't going to use any versions of the path, but I ended up doing it because this is just too perfect. It looked really good. So I know this isn't the essence of like normcore that much, but I think I'm allowed to divert when I deem appropriate. So, but I went ahead and started building with the furniture that I compiled in that little list. And for the most part, I was really happy with a lot of my choices. I had to experiment a little bit with the big centerpiece. I did like a kettle bathtub. I tried to use the larger bonfire, and I ended up sticking with the tiny campfire because I think truly in this situation, less is more. For Phoebe's house, this was my first time building one of the little neighborhood sections, so it took a little bit of trial and error, I guess is what you would call it. I didn't know like exactly what I was gonna do. Sometimes I just get so frustrated watching my speed builds back because it feels like I walk around in circles a lot and I do a whole lot of nothing. So I try to cut that stuff out, but you know, I'm not like totally on top of it all the time. And for the most part, when I'm playing Animal Crossing or like decorating, doing speed builds, I'm watching something or listening to like a podcast. What I watched last night when I was building this was that new Sarah Zed video where like Homestuck threatened to like sue her. It's so crazy. If you like that kind of stuff, like weird like niche internet things, or if you were ever like into Homestuck or like a part of that kind of fandom, you should 100% check that video out because it's crazy town. But so like the whole time I'm building this, I'm like watching this video, trying to like read these email receipts from this supposed lawsuit like type of situation. So I'm like watching and then I'm like, oh yeah, I have to do this. And then I'll notice I'm recording for 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, what am I doing? Wasting everyone's time. Once I was kind of done at Phoebe's house, I went ahead and moved on to Billy's. Blueprint was Phoebe's house. I just copied what I did over there at Billy's in terms of like the pathing and the little fences and stuff. So kind of has the same vibe and jive, but obviously with like different furniture and everything like that. So yeah, I just added all of the little cute jock type of things that I could find. And cleaned up the area quite a bit. So you'll see once we kind of get a little bit later into the video, but I end up moving the build down just a little bit and I decorate the whole front of their houses. As this video kind of goes along, we clean up a little bit because I'm a hot mess. I can't stop myself from every time I dig up a tree and I'm like gonna move it. I don't even try to do it methodically. I just throw my trees, my bushes, my flowers, any and everywhere. And I hate myself for that. So can't help myself. I'm just messy. And then yeah, we started kind of building down after we were done over at Billy's house. I love everything that we did to decorate the road in front of their yards and the little fences that enclose the yards. Oh my god, I just think it looks so good. I'm so obsessed with it so far. I'm so excited to work on this island because low-key, my burnout isn't really like bad right now. I actually play outside of like streams, which is cool. Because I've been streaming over on Twitch, in case you guys didn't know. I'm twitch.tv/finessecrossgirl, shameless plug. Go over there if you want to come watch us play Animal Crossing and work on Normcore Islands because I'm actually motivated to do that right now, so that's really fun. But yeah, I think a lot of people have been experiencing quite a bit of burnout and are craving like new content out of the game, which obviously like I agree, you know what I mean? Definitely feel like having a different sort of like approach with my play style has helped a lot because I still really like this game and I would just beat myself up if I ended up quitting and I didn't have a finished island at least, you know? So I really wanted to make sure that I did that. And I've really been enjoying being kind of a basic bitch, you know? Thinking back on all of the crazy, wacky little things we used to do on our islands or when things would go like mega viral when everyone started playing Animal Crossing and all of these builds were being shown off on Twitter and shit, and it was like it's just such a sense of community that I'm like, will we ever get back? Probably not to the next Animal Crossing game. Or we need an update, like stat Nintendo. If you can think of any sort of like normcore ideas or any suggestions that you would like to see on this island, I would love to hear them. I have a couple ideas. I did a farm on one of my very first iterations of an island that I really want to recreate a little bit. So we're gonna do a little bit of a farm. We already did the museum. I made a bunch of stepping stones to the museum to make it like as obnoxious as possible because I felt like that was really popular at one point, making little river stepping stones. So we already got that one. We were thinking of doing like that giant waterfall entrance. I'm gonna move my orchard to another spot and I want to do a big rainbow flower field. I did kind of a rainbow here on this build, but I want to do a whole big rainbow flower field, kind of like that red Reddit famous flower field that went viral like forever ago. Pay a little bit of homage to that, you know, because that was definitely the moment. Yeah, if you have any suggestions, I am so down to hear them. I definitely need some ideas to fill out the empty spaces without making it too cottagecore-y, because I noticed that I kind of tend to do that. So give me some pointers. Let me know what you guys want to see on this island. I'm hoping to have it finished within the next couple weeks, to be totally honest. I'm kind of speed running this one because I really still want to do a tropical island, but dude, summer is gone. Like, it's already July. Like, today's the first day of July. What the heck? Summer is halfway done, basically. So I really want to have a tropical island before summer's done. What the heck am I doing? I feel like I'm just wasting so much freaking time. Yeah, hopefully I will be able to get something like that done without burning myself out again, because you guys already know the cycle, the drill. This is the final walkthrough. Check it out. Phoebe's house, looking good. I have that little rainbow field, kind of. I mean, I don't have like most of the flowers that I need, but you know, it's there, it exists. And you know, hey, maybe the flowers will just breed by themselves for me. But yeah, we got Billy's house, this little walkway. I'm gonna replace that bridge, as well as obviously finish out the bottom here. I can't really think of anything that I would put right now, but we'll get there. Hey, maybe that'll be the farm. I don't know. In my last video, we renovated my office and Animal Crossing. So make sure you go check that out, as well as my Twitch, twitch.tv/FinesseCrossGirl. Lots of fun over there. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys to do the rest of the neighborhood later this week. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.